So, Brad, we've seen a few of his games. I wouldn't mind seeing someone who's on sort of 2-1-ish. I want to see if Jerds is done yet. Is he in his game? Doesn't look like it. There we go. We'll jump in Jerds' game. We'll see who he is spectating here. Now, Jerds, as we said before, is quite a good player. He's 2-2 at the moment, sitting in 8th spot. A win here would put him through to the top 8. Now, we see we can spectate his opponent. We'll bring it into game here. And
Cilmi or Cilmi? Not sure how exactly to pronounce that. But it does look like we have a Zulok up against a Mech Mage. So both pretty aggressive decks coming out here. And it looks like at the moment, Cilmi has the advantage, has the turn advantage as well here. Just doesn't really have a way to get rid of this Spider Tank. So has to think of, probably going to put down that Direwolf Alpha actually and maybe go for that. But opting actually to just remove it from the board. Oh, no.
There you go. Yeah, 4-3, pump it up, swing through. Actually not a bad way of doing it. Nice little result there. He will get that board advantage. Mech Warper, however, is a very nice card, as we said before. Going to get a bit of free chugga.
Or does he go for the Frostbolt? I think you go chugga here.
Yeah, you go. No, doesn't want.
For that.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I mean, the chugga would have died that turn anyway, so, might have been a better idea to actually use that hero power, yeah.
But obviously, it is going to cost you more mana next time you have to play it, assuming that your Mech Warper is gone. We'll have a look.
Well, I don't think
Can we clear it out? There's nothing on there. Direwolf Alpha.
Unless he taps and picks up an Abusive Sergeant or something like that.
Yeah. So I guess we'll see what's going to happen here. Lotheb is a possibility. It will give him a bit of board presence.
Yeah.
I don't know. I personally probably come from here with a bit of Azure Drake action, but that's just me.
No, I think you snow chugga into Tinkertown Technician. That's going to get you a 2-3 and a 4-4 on the board, as well as that Mech Warper. All right, so now the board
actually a very nice board, isn't it?
Better, but can get cleared relatively easily by that Lotheb. So, what is he going to go for here? Taking 6 damage to the face from those Flame Imps wouldn't be fun, but I think you do need to get those Flame Imps out because they are a strong card.
Yeah, it's a real pain this late in the game to get them out, and especially when you're afraid that your opponent
has a lot of burst.
Yeah, like you're coming into turn 6 against a mage. There's potential for a blizzard there.
Yep.
Just things that you need to keep in mind. It is quite a strong board, however. Lotheb can do something. Direwolf here. If he plays the Direwolf, it means that he can clear out one of the 3-2s or whatever with his Spider, which is what he's going to do here. Pick up 2 more 1-1s, one of which is a 2-1. Flamint going in between because he does want that damage on the Flamint. Going to take him down to 18 HP here.
If he top decks a Blizzard, which he doesn't, that would have been so crazy. That probably would have been game, honestly. I mean, it's still a pretty decent situation here for Jerds, actually. He's got the Frostbolt, can take out the Lotheb pretty easily, can take out that Direwolf Alpha without any trouble at all. And going to probably drop the Harvest Golem as well, just for a little bit of board presence. So does really kind of clear the board for himself. There is, of course, the Undertaker Leopard Gnome combo there in the hand of the Warlock, which is pretty strong, but, it's not too crazy just yet, unless you can get another...
It's great turn 2.
Yeah, but or even turn 1 if you're got the coin. But
yeah, Doomguard is nice as well.
He can play both. All these.
Yeah,
so that's actually quite good.
That is probably what you would do, because Doomguard, you don't really want to be holding on to it with the risk of discarding your cards.
He's got 2 1-1s, which you can take out these 2 guys that have not a lot of health. Does he decide to go the Doomguard into the Harvest Golem or the face? I think that is the main kind of decision that he has to go through now.
It is interesting. There's not any huge difference in terms of
his face.
You go to the face, the Harvest Golem's still going to probably swing into your 3-2, perhaps at this point. Got a Frostbolt, can take out your Undertaker. Dr. Boom's there as well. But he's starting to get down towards an area against a Warlock like this where you need to be careful with your HP. Another Doomguard could come out, could have Leroy Jenkins, any number of odd things, power overwhelming. It just starts
to get a little bit snowbally.
Yeah.
Now the question is, do you Frostbolt the Undertaker or the Doomguard? Because you do want to kind of freeze that Doomguard. You don't want to be taking another 5 damage to the face next turn, and it looks like that's what he's going to be going for. Taking the 4 damage, still leaving it on 3 HP, and also clearing that Leponome out. Probably might have been a better idea to clear out the Flame Imp, but I guess it's a 50-50 toss-up, really.
I think Flame Imp is probably the choice that I would have made, but
having said that, he does still have the 2-1 with the Death Rattle. If he had to clear the Flame Imp, it would have only just been the 2-1.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it's pretty much a 50-50 choice, really. I don't think it is going to be a huge decision either way.
I guess we will find out. So, 4 minions on the board here for Cilmi. Next turn, we suspect that he will lose his 5-3. 5-2 going out there. Undertaker going to do some damage. Now, he could obviously use the 2-1, swing through, and ping as well. We've got Mech Warper. Cogmaster's here as well. Dr. Boom looks like it might be the choice.
It has to be Dr. Boom Cogmaster. Or potentially reversing switch onto the Doomguard so that it can't do as much damage.
But you're leaving, well, you're not leaving 11. You'll probably leave 9 damage on the board then, would you not?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you want a 5-3 out on the board, or you think that you can't come back from it anyway if you get
I don't think you can clear the 5-3 anyway.
Well, you could swing into it and then hero power.
Then hero power, but then you can't play Dr. Boom, so your board control is just awful anyways.
Yeah.
So you would be losing next turn.
Maybe.
I probably would take the gamble with Dr. Boom and reversing switch the Doomguard, but looks like Jerds going to go the other way.
He's been listening to my stream commentary.
Yeah, but
decided that I
10-minute delay.
Listening to my knowledge bombs. Are we going to turn this into a 1-2? Is this the plan?
I think you could turn that into a 1-2, actually.
Or is he more concerned about saving 1 potential damage later on down the track, which is not
so 5 damage on the board.
How overwhelming, we'll see the hero power come out here. Let's see what he will pick up. So there is a knife juggler. That's not going to help at all. We can play it, but...
He could run the 1-2 into it. It'll go down to 11 HP. Best case scenario, which is not happening. So he does not have lethal this turn.
Yeah. It does help him clear the board out.
Yep.
So that didn't turn out too poorly, to be fair.
No. I think you just run the Undertaker here into the Cogmaster, clear the board, and pray for something that's not a Flame Strike, basically.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's got to be Dr. Boom.
Yes, I agree.
6, 8, 12. He has 12 damage. And then whatever he top decks and then taps.
Yeah.
So
you pick up one of the ones.
Yeah, so it's 11.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll draw the Direwolf Alpha. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus another 2 is 9, plus 4, 13. That is game. That was a nice little top deck there. He didn't even need to tap.
No. I would like to see him tap just to see what else he's got in the deck, but it's probably not a good idea if you're going to be taking this deck into the later rounds.
Why did he do that?
I don't know. Maybe he just missed lethal.
Well, he definitely missed lethal.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but he must have just not seen it coming.
That was unfortunate.
Well, this is...
As Jerds just said, whoops, essentially, because he definitely had had lethal. Count to 13. That's going to pump up to 9. Does he still have? No. He's taking out Dr. Boom. He's losing 1. He's going to lose that. He's actually throwing this game away.
Wow. Okay. Now we have a game on our hands. The next top deck here for Cilmi could be very important. Let's see what it is. Implosion. I think you run the Harvest Golem in, and then Implosion, the little guy, the Annoyatron. See what you get out of that. Of course, the Voidwalker's going to stall it out for another turn as well. You just got to really pray that you don't get any spells on the side of Jerds, because that Archmage Antonidas going to really start to run away with the game if that is the case.
It's actually, I am astounded that we got to this point.
Yeah, well, the game should have been over, and I really think you should have killed the Annoyatron there. But doesn't matter at this point. The Archmage gonna have to take out that Voidwalker. And then he can get rid of these 2 imps as well and play the Snow Jugger. I think this is starting to turn around in the favor of Jerds. Let's see what the top deck is going to be for Cilmi. What could save him? A Hellfire, maybe? That's not going to help.
We'll see what...
Mortal Coil into Hellfire would be fantastic,
Fine,
but
big
that
owl.
is not going to be what you need.
You'll play it, and you'll...
You have to play it.
You'll play it, and you'll get your 2 taunts.
So the game's not over yet.
The game is not over yet, but it should be.
Unless he gets a Frostbolt here. No. Because he could have Frostbolt and then used a... What are we going to see here? I guess you take out the owl.
Yeah, you take out the owl. You should be able to clear up the death rattle as well with your hero power. Yeah, Harvest Golem. And yeah, that's...
Archmage Antonidas is going to go down though.
But you know what is also going down, Jordan? Cilmi's HP here, because he's going to have to tap again and put him on. Like there's damage on the board to kill him.
Yep.
He can't. I guess he could. You do one damage to the. You do one damage, you get your imps out, and then what? Like
I think you implosion the piloted shredder. See what comes out of that.
2 to 4 damage. He's going to tap first. Harvest Golem, no help.
He has to pray for RNG. If it's a 2, it's game over.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, the Bluegill Warrior.
Wow.
Okay. So...
What do we got? Is
he needs
anything?
a spell.
Needs a spell.
No. That's not going to be enough. But it's still not going to be lethal on the side of Cilmi unless he top decks something crazy.
Do you face here?
No. Surely not. No, or... You might face with the Bluegill Warrior.
You want to get him down to 4, don't you? 4 is...
Why?
Well, I guess we don't know how many Frostbolts. We've seen 1.
We've seen 1. So surely you would have 2 Frostbolts in your deck, right?
So 4 is Frostbolt plus Hero Power.
Your Hero Power, one of the 1/1s, obviously. I think he has enough HP to play with here that he can go face. What could the top deck... So how much damage have we got on board here? 6. So now 5.
Because he almost...
He can't top deck anything that will kill... That will...
Nerubian Egg is going to do nothing.
How many cards does he have left? Because he has to be careful he doesn't go into fatigue as well. Wants to get this done in the next 5... Has to pray for this to hit the Tinkertown Technician. Or, I mean, it doesn't matter too much, but it would be nice. Fortunately, not the case.
This might hit. Nope. There you go. Alright, so anything Fireball.
Nope, that's
Owl's not going to help.
Enough.
You'd probably...
Silence the egg or the Knife Juggler. What do you go for here? I don't know if he has... Like, I don't think you worry too much about the egg.
Because he can't do anything about it. He's not going to attack into it, I suppose.
Yeah, if he has a way to proc it, the game's over anyway.
3, 4... There, 9. Gonna
9.
Is he going to tap?
He has to tap. Surely you go for the win, right?
Or if you play it, it's silence now. Wow. Okay. What is this is a decision he has to make.
You have to tap.
If you tap and it's not what you want it to be, we'll see. Is he going to do it? You going to do it? You're going to do it. What are we drawing into? Oh! There you go. And he pulls back.
He doesn't have the mana.
Oh my god. This is...
it's
only
a win.
needs to hit 1? He doesn't have a mech. Doesn't have a mech.
Oh.
Wow.
Down to the wire.
That's it.
That is a fantastic game.
That's it. And to think Cilmi was...
Oh, imagine if he went into fatigue and died off that.
1 card left in his deck. So close. I really hope that was game number 1 as well.
Yeah.
We're not 100% sure because we did...
Well, if he was playing...
We did jump into this game late. That was so good. Considering how so bad it was that he missed lethal earlier on in the game. And to come back, top decking.
Just.
Like, literally
1 HP.
Wow. We'll see if we can grab another game from these guys. Jerds looks like he's preparing to battle. Jerds, as we can see, you guys can't see this, but Jerds is actually...
Rank 3.
Rank 3, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he plays a bit of Hearthstone. Cilmi actually rank 4. So both these players...
yeah, there's not too much of a difference between there.
No, it's actually interesting to see that these guys are kind of what is considered on the bubble here. Yeah, they're right there on the very edge. of whether they're going to go through or not.
Yeah, it could be a case that some of these guys haven't been laddering super hard this season, and they've just been sitting around the 14, 15 kind of mark, rather than up in the top, rank 1 to 5. Haven't seen any legends yet, unfortunately, but I'm sure maybe one day we'll be able to see one in one of these tournaments.
All right, let's have a look, see if these guys, where are we? Jerds is jumping into another game, so...
playing for his life.
Playing for his clients, indeed. Let's have a look. Jerds bringing out the Warlock. The Druid.
Cilmi, of course, using that Warlock once again. And, you can't change the type of deck, though. Even though, you can't play a Warlock and then play a Zoolock and then a Handlock. He has to stick with this Warlock.
Yeah, so it's the same Warlock. Same Warlock that he had before. He knows what he's up against. So,
right. Does he go turn 1 Shade? I think you might want to get that presence on the board against a Zoolock. You do have the board clear as well with the Wrath for next turn if you need it. So I think this is probably a decent decision, actually. Can we get Cilmi's cards up as well?
That's probably a good idea. It surprised me that it doesn't automatically do it, to be honest. Like, if you've got both people on, that's...
It's not really the situation you want to have a Doom Guard in.
No, indeed.
Do you go turn 1 Flame Imp or Clockwork Gnome? I think you probably go Flame Imp. Both of them can get removed by the Wrath, but at least this way, if he plays the Flame Imp, it's going to stop the card draw.
What about something like your 1/3?
Could play the Voidwalker, but again, that can be removed. It can even be removed by the Shade, and then you don't have anything that you can follow up to kill the Shade with. So I reckon Flame Imp would be the way to go. Or you could even coin and play 2, which would put a spanner in the works. But I think Jerds really does want to draw a card here because he's only sitting on 2 cards. Has to use that Innovate before. So, when you do Innovate something out early, it does really put your hand in a pretty difficult situation. But yeah, Flame Imp, the decision here. Going to be unable to draw a card if he does want to remove this, unless he decides to go with the Shade of Naxxramas, which I highly doubt would be the case.
Yeah, well,
looks like
we'll have a look. Wrath isn't a bad play here.
Or does he do 1 damage and then take the hero power next turn? No, he doesn't value the card draw so much, which...
starting to find himself in a bit of a
hole here.
Yeah, a bit of a card deficit. He has started to work his way through, just deciding, does he want to attack here with this Shade of Naxxramas? He will.
I think you do. I mean, the only thing that can really remove that is like a Dark Bomb, which not all Warlocks are running yet, and or maybe a Hellfire.
I love Dark Bomb.
Yeah, Dark Bomb is great. So no Hellfire available. So nothing that he can use here as removal. I'd probably play both the Voidwalkers actually.
Double Voidwalker.
Or Voidwalker. Voidwalker Gnome is probably a little bit scarier of a prospect just because you get that extra 2 damage. Here we go. Let's see the rocket flying off. You're pretty good with your aim on that thing.
It's 2 shots, 2
2
clicks.
taps. Yeah.
Come on.
And you know. So all right, there you go. Bye bye rocket.
It's out here.
So many possibilities, man.
There are a number of possibilities, but it's 2 mana. He needs to do something. Like, he plays it, he'll lose it to the Shade, obviously. So that's a risk. Like, you play a Voidwalker, you will lose a Voidwalker to Shade Naxxramas. Now, he played 2.
Does he play 3? Does he coin? Yes, he does. He really wants to get rid of this Voidwalker, but I think this is going to kind of fly back in his face because of this Keeper of the Grove is there. Ooh, or even an innovated Druid of the Claw.
Yes, well, he could definitely get rid of both of these. He could Druid of the Claw into the 4/4 and swing straight through. We'll see if that is the move that he decides to do.
I think you go 4/6. Try to protect that Shade a little bit more.
Well, if he swings in, it's still, I guess we'll have a look. He's going to go 4/6.
Yeah.
It's not like they're threatening.
Nice top deck, except he can't use it this turn. Implosion, I think, is really one of the stronger cards to come out of Goblins vs. Gnome as well, because it's kind of like if you get the 2 and then the 2, you're doing all right, but if you get the 4-on-4, it's just absolutely insane.
Yes.
I think it really should be if you do 2 damage.
Well, it gets exponentially better, doesn't
Exactly.
it, really? Essentially, like, it's either really bad or really good.
You need to deal 4 damage and spawn 1 creep, or deal 1 damage and spawn 4 creeps. I think would make it a little bit fairer.
Yeah.
Or more balanced, perhaps. But I guess they're taking the game in a more RNG sort of oriented sense. So anyway, we're going to see that guy going down. Might have been actually a better idea to just use your hero power with that and save the Keeper of the Grove, but I guess he did want that board presence.
Yeah, it's nice to have a 2-4 out there. He is starting to run out of cards. Jerds ahead in HP here. Board presence as well. We will see the implosion doing 3 damage. 3 spawns is okay.
Yeah, would have really liked the 4-4.
Would have loved the 4-4. Chill and Yeti of the gold variety going to come out as well. There we go. Heaps of damage. Getting actually very close. There's 6 damage on the board potentially. He's going to go to face. A bunch of 1-1s really are not that intimidating. Doomguard, is that the second Doomguard?
That is. So one of them has to be discarded if he's going to play it eventually.
Yeah, he could definitely play it. Take out the 4-5. Take out your 6-2. But that's still too much. So I think we're looking at taunts here. We're looking
have to do taunts and maybe freeze the shade.
So for your 5 mana, you essentially have to taunt your 1-1s and freeze the shade. Which, yeah, exactly.
Or you could
swing. Okay, we'll see. I don't know myself. He's going to use them all up to take that down and take down the shade as well.
It's not enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he knows it as well. So it could be 1-1 or it could be now 2-1 in the favor of Jerds. We don't know. I assume it's going to be 1-1, which will take us to game 3.
Yeah, I hope it is.
Yeah, me too. Jerds will be forced to use that Druid deck in that case, which, of course, I mean, we've been harping on about it all day, pretty much being one of the stronger decks that we've seen coming out, and definitely has been doing work. The Hunter, I think is there still, but obviously potentially being banned out this round or this series, so to speak. But surely we'll be seeing some more Hunter coming up later today as well.
Yeah, it seems to me that you've got your Hunter and you've got your Druid, which is essentially, and then it's really a toss-up. We saw that the Rogue deck played well. A lot of Mage choice, but the Mage decks necessarily haven't been
They haven't
pulling
particularly
their weight.
seen that strong. Yeah, I think if you're going for an aggro deck, the Zoolock and the Hunter seem to be the ones to go for at this point. Kind of get rid of that Mage, and we've seen a few Paladins and Priests that have had some success. Though I would definitely rank them a touch below the Druid and the Hunter, of course. And we have seen that one Control Warrior, which I believe actually lost. Not 100% sure.
I think he won one, but then lost with it, and then lost the game, perhaps.
Perhaps something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, hasn't really seen much play today so far.
Yeah. I think I actually really like the Paladin as well.
Yeah.
I like it perhaps more even than the Mage. Like on ladder, Mage is really good.
Yeah.
But in this sort of environment where you can pick your Paladin into
Something
you
else.
don't start Paladin. You don't go game 1 Paladin.
Yeah.
You go right. This Paladin is good against X, Y, and Z, and this is the opportunity that I will get to use it. So. Well, it looks like we're going to be able to jump into
Game 3.
the third game. So this is probably our last game we're going to spectate in the Swiss series.
Yep.
From here, we'll drop down into
the round of 8.
Into the round of 8. So
Not sure exactly who yet is going to be in there, but of course we will have a look at the bracket after this game and check that out.
Well, that disappeared very quickly, didn't it?
Looks like there might be some spectator issues. Not sure what exactly is going on.
Yeah, we'll jump back in nice and quick.
Hopefully no glitches happening here because we do really want to see this game. It's going to be an exciting one. Looks like Druid on the side of Jerds, as we would have expected. And the first time we've seen Shaman today, actually.
Yeah. Looks like Cilmi dropped us from friends list. That's a little bit rude.
Perhaps not too keen on us watching the game. So.
Well, that's a little bit upsetting because that is the nature of when you get things like sponsored tournaments where you don't have to pay anything to play and get some awesome prizes. That's kind of the deal. Everyone likes to see the games and see what is going on. We are running on a 10-minute delay as well today. So, no need to worry about that at all.
Yeah, it really does now make it a little bit more difficult to figure out kind of where this game is going to be headed. Obviously, a few early game kind of minions coming out here from Cilmi, so maybe some sort of aggressive deck coming out here from the Shaman. Not sure. We really, really do have to see a lot more from from what is in his hand and that sort of thing in his deck before we can kind of make a judgment on what kind of deck he is running.
We'll see here. It is. I like Shaman. I'm a bit of a fan.
Yeah, I don't mind Shaman as well, but
it's a
definitely
big European.
one of my main.
Yeah, it's a big. The Europeans seem to love running the old Shamans, and it's not something that you would expect to come up against at all. So
I definitely like it in Arena, actually. Seems to be my best Arena guy. But anyway, the swipe coming out pretty early. Not a lot of value off that, to be honest, but does clear the board, and that Shadow Naxxramas is still there. We'll see if Cilmi can clear this board. Power Mace, actually going to be perfect in this situation.
Nice little death rattle there, not going to go off quite yet. We have a look at Jerds' hand. It's not huge amounts. I guess you could play your Sylvanas, which is what he's going to do. It's nice to have on the board.
I guess you have to get something on the board in that
Yeah,
situation.
you do. Obviously, it now allows your opponent to deal with it in any way they want without actually giving you that death rattle benefit. So
yep. Let's see what he's got in his hand here. Silence would be pretty good, and then a mech into the Power Mans so that you can buff it. But doesn't seem like he has anything that is immediately obvious because he would have played it straight away. Hex though, I mean I guess that should have been pretty obvious. But so the Hex going to take away the Sylvanas and going to be a Taunt Totem, opting to save the Power Mace as well for when he has a mech out.
Yeah, doesn't want to give himself.
I do agree with that decision. I don't think there's any real point in killing that Toad.
No, it's not in a rush. Got time to deal with it, I suppose. He has the card advantage at least for the moment. We'll see if he's going to play Piloted Shredder. Nice card there. That's something you would much rather see your Power Mace come out and get used on.
Yeah, so here we go. This is going to start to ramp up pretty well now for Cilmi.
It will indeed. We'll see what he can do with Lotheb here. Ancient of Law, not a bad card
at the moment
to get.
I guess you play it and go for the draw. The other option would have been to swipe and clear the Piloted Shredder, but I think this is probably the better option at the moment.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. So Cilmi here with the advantage. He's turning as a 6-5 out with the possibility, obviously, of getting rid of Lotheb here. We don't know what else is in his hand. Jerds got a swipe. Annoy trying to force of nature and a Savage Roar. So Jerds perhaps just trying to get him down to a point. If he doesn't clear him up here, if Cilmi doesn't clear the board properly, it is going to get very close. We're looking at 9 mana, so 2 turns off.
How greedy is he going to be?
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if this turn doesn't go out well. You've got that swipe in there to clear off some board into a little bit more damage, and we'll see. Oh,
not a terrible drop from the Piloted Shredder, but not really a particularly good one either.
Yeah.
If he does top deck and innovate as well, that could allow him to use that combo a turn earlier.
We'll see what the play is. He does have 5 mana.
He would only have
available.
23
Power Mace
damage off it though.
Power Mace plus, you're going to use it, take 5 damage, and clear out the Ancient of Law at the same time. So you're going to bring him down to 21. He has got that board presence. He is, however, getting closer and closer to that 1-turn kill potential that we know is in Jerds' hand.
Yeah. So now, I think he plays the Keeper of the Grove, and clears out the Fairy Dragon, and probably just drops the Annoyatron and then hero powers the face. No point in hero powering any of the totems because they'll just get healed up next turn anyway.
No, exactly. So let's have a look at this. Next turn is potentially Savage Roar into Force of Nature.
Yep.
So if the board remains how it is, it's 5,
it'll be lethal.
6. Yeah, that should be enough. 2 and 3 plus another 12 normally, plus another 6. So getting very, very close there.
Plus the hero as well.
Yeah, yeah. So that's over 20 damage. We'll see what Cilmi can do. This is 1-1 here. These guys essentially trying to get into our round of 8. There's no guarantee that a victory will get them there, but it should put them right on the very edge. If we have a look at the other results, all our top 8 players have at least 3 victories. So
completely clearing the Annoyatron with only one spell is actually really good value, because Annoyatron tends to take up 2 or 3 cards.
Earthshock is actually fantastic in that situation.
Yeah, especially considering he had the spell totem out as well.
Yeah. Came out. Swipe here, however, could prove itself quite useful.
Yeah, I think maybe you probably would Wrath the spider and then swipe. Otherwise, of course, there is always Sonaris. And like, I think both plays are pretty good, but keeping those little trump cards in your hand is probably a good idea as well. And, you know, there's nowhere near lethal on the board here for Cilmi, so can go for that little bit more board control oriented route. Neptulon, not something we've seen today, is a very fun card. I believe you get 4 Murlocs off
4
it
Murlocs
when
and
you
2
play
fish that land on the field. So
that is going to be fun. I mean, there was whispers of a Murloc Shaman deck going to come into play, but it doesn't seem to have happened so far. But now I think you would Wrath the Neptulon and then swipe, and you will do a lot of board clear there.
Yeah, he's got 10 mana, which is enough, obviously, for a
One
swipe.
thing is going to be left on the board. 1 or 2, depending how he plays it.
And he will also be able to swing through with his 5/8.
Yeah. So this is going to be a good turn for Jerds. Could completely turn the match once again. Did look a little bit dangerous for him with all those minions on the board, but swipe, you know, such a strong card. So now he can Hero Power and Wrath one of these guys as well.
He's starting to lose out. He knows his opponent, of those of the 5 cards in his opponent's hand, 4 of them are Murlocs. I believe they are random Murlocs, so it's
could be anything.
Could be anything indeed. Does expect to be able to see a pretty full board next turn.
3 Bluegill Warriors and an old Murkai would be pretty dirty. I don't think you'd be probably betting on the odds that would happen, but we will see what comes out.
No.
Manatide Totem, it's going to get him 1 card, and we do now know what one of those Murlocs is. 2 Murloc
So I
Raiders.
suspect this must be very close to game. 12 there, 17. Yeah, that will be it. Force of Nature into Savage Roar should play it out here. This will close it out.
Yeah, and he knows that as well.
Yeah. So Jerds going to pick up the victory here. Now that's going to put Jerds out to 3 wins, and we'll see whether that gets him into our top 8. Jerds, even though he